YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video. I want to start this video off by saying that there are timestamps down in the description so that you can go forward or you can scale back for whatever the talking points where I've captioned and titled them if it seems to be interesting to you. I don't want to get into any type of political discussions about China or anything like that. I just got to get that out of the way. But I appreciate you guys coming back to the channel. We're on the road to 10K, so thanks for the support. Guys, I purchased my first ever Hisense television, and I'm really excited about this. We've got the 55-inch U7K 2023 model. There's a lot of exciting things that I think that this TV is going to show us. And we're going to get this thing unboxed. We're going to take a look at it, get it put together, and I'm going to give you my initial impressions right after this intro. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Why don't you have a seat? So let's start this video off with the expectations of the video. There's going to be a little bit of depth here. I want to try to cover as much content and share my excitement as I can in this. So the reasoning that I purchased this TV, first of all, if you didn't see the prior upload, I talked about Hisense TCO and I kind of shared with you guys that this will be coming to the channel. But the reasoning that I went with this model is because it is not their absolute best. There's the U8 model that's above this. And, I didn't want to shoot for that. I wanted to put myself in a position to get a TV that would give me technology that I haven't experienced in a long time, which is LED. I haven't bought an LED TV in, man, I don't know how long. I might have bought one for a relative, but for my own personal consumption, it's been a while. And so this TV does give you the mini LED functionality. So unlike the OLEDs that I've featured on the channel time and time again, this does have a backlight system. This TV is supposed to have a nice illumination and peak brightness. And so I'm excited to see that. So that's one. Up to 1,000 nits of brightness is supposed to be the peak output to this. So again, very bright, like a light cannon. And so that's a good thing here. The TV actually does feature a 144 hertz opportunity for game mode. You guys know I love talking about gaming with TVs. So I'm really excited to see how this thing, handles all of that. The colors, and it's got a lot of great opportunities. But this isn't the highest. I think that, this TV needs to have the type of discussions that I feel I can provide on this channel for the general consumer to be able to make an educated decision on if it's going to be great for them. Now, we're not going to ignore the elephant in the room, which is this empty space here. And, if you guys been following the channel, it's all good. If you're new, welcome on, subscribe. But if you've been following the channel, you know that I have the 77-inch S95C right here. I moved it out of here, put it into the game room, and we've got the A95L coming here. So Hisense is in no way about to change my life and become my main driver. But I do think that there's a great opportunity here. So within this video, that's what we're going to cover. So in the next transition, I'm going to go ahead and crack this thing open. All right, so let's talk about package presentation. Again, this is my first getting with them. Got the legs on top, which is pretty consistent to what a lot of manufacturers will do. Got packaging with the AC power cord, some batteries, quick start guide, and the remote control. I'm impressed by this. Very nice, okay? It's the small things, honestly. It really is the small things that make you appreciate what a company goes through to try to secure their the contents that they are shipping you or delivering to you. So great presentation so far from the box perspective. I do like the fact that the box has some animation. A lot of the companies have gone green, or I don't know what the deal is with the plain boxes. I missed the day of when I bought a Sony TV or an LG TV or Samsung TV and the box was colorful. It just has a lot, to do with the enjoyment of the packaging. So I can appreciate this, having so much vibrancy to it to kind of speak about all the different things that are there. We should have covered this earlier in that segment of the video, but I think you're able to see all the different advertisement and things like that they have. So I'm going to finish cracking this thing out of the box and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So looking at the back of the TV is You know, something that I've been interested in seeing. As I said, it's been a while since I've seen an LED. Appears to have a subwoofer on the back, so not sure what kind of sound we'll get there. We'll certainly test it out. I do have a receiver system inside this room though, so ultimately that'll be the connection. So on the back, we've got a LAN optical, and we've got a USB 2.0 coming around to the left of the TV if you were facing it, the right here, but the left if you were looking forward at it. We've got all our HDMI ports. We've got 2 of them that do tell us that it's 4K at 144 hertz. So that's very interesting to me that they are specifically labeled 144 and not 120. One of the 2 is eARC. So that'd be 3 and then 4, and then 1 and 2 do tell you that they are specifically going to max at 4K at 60 hertz. So great option there. One of these manufacturers, I believe is TCL, they actually make their eARC to be 4K 60. I think I've seen someone say that, so don't quote me there, but maybe we'll get to that point looking at that. So this TV produced May 23. So I'm definitely behind the curve. This isn't the type of TV that you would typically see me getting, so wasn't really interested in being the first with this. But we're going to come to you with some real content about what my thoughts are on this thing. I like the way that it's constructed though. You've got the AC input for the power on this side. Looks to be non-polarized, so kind of that circle type of orientation. So that's really strange that they've got the power segregated, but who knows what that's about. Yeah, but as far as the construction of the TV, the back of it looks to feel really nice. You know, I don't have much of a experience with these televisions to compare it with. We're gonna go ahead and get the base of this thing connected. All right, so we're focusing on the base of this thing right now. And then the next transition, I will show it, you know, standing up, but pretty simple install here. You've got the feet here. What I do like about them is that they have a little bit of plastic right here that allows you to control managing some cables. I'd assume that's what that's about. But it's going to come with 4 Phillips screws. You need to provide a Phillips screwdriver, and you're just going to install it like that and screw it in just like so. So you got a screw on the left and a screw on the right. So get this other one installed, and then we'll stand it up and show you what it looks like. All right, so for the purpose of this particular transition, I just wanted to show you what this thing looks like. Shot at the elevation of this. So it sits up nice. Looks like you can get a nice sound bar if it's low profile. Doesn't appear to be any adjustments from the leg perspective for you to take it higher or lower, but very nice aesthetic in my opinion. Yeah, looks pretty clean. So the sensor, you have a wide opening there for it, but pretty nice. So again, very thoughtful here, as I was just criticizing this having the power segregated from where all of the other connections for the TV. Your power goes in here, so you'd be able to route that cleanly through this cable management piece right here down to where it needs to go. And then all these other guys that might run through here, you can route those down there too. This is not how I'm going to be using this TV. Okay, so I'm going to get this back where I just had it and install what I need to install to get it where I need it to get so that we can get the initial impressions going. Okay, so I've got this back. We're going to uninstall these feet or the base of the TV collectively, and I'm going to get this mounted onto this Hisense table mount that I've been using. This does support up to an 86-inch television, and it goes as low as about a 42, 43 class. So yeah, pretty much this T-bar is going to go on the back of the television right here, and then I'll be able to get this thing mounted and put where I need it to be so we can check it out. So let's get that done now. All right, we have a clean install there. So I'm going to go ahead and lift this thing right onto the base. All right, guys. So I got this thing, you know, put onto my Hisense base, and you know, this is an initial impressions video, And this is an experience, a new experience for me. I've dropped down to a not so premium option, but I'm just taking it all in. So first, this thing was taped like pretty aggressively. There's a lot of tape on it, more than I'm comfortable with. And it might be for the sake of security or safety, but there's just something that didn't feel premium about this. Now, I get it. This TV, by the way, right now on sale in the States for about 580 bucks. That's why I went after this. I figured 55 inch. This is great because in order for you to get an OLED, you're going to be around $1,200-ish or more. Okay, give or take, depending on the sales and, you know, just how all that lays down. You know, immediately what I've noticed is you plug the TV up, it powers right on. I don't like that. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe I'm being a little too picky, but I'm just giving you my initial impressions. When I plugged the TV up, I didn't have an opportunity to turn it on for me to be able to capture. Immediately, I'm seeing Hisense. And there's nothing that's really inviting about the Hisense logo. Like, I can't recreate it for you, but there's nothing that's inviting about it. There was no pizzazz and you know, jazz to it coming on, right? Nothing captured me there. It was just dull as hell. Immediately after that, I'm at this screen right here, which I haven't went past the screen yet, right? Because I just wanted to lock in my impressions, which, by the way, my cable management looks terrible. I am missing the S95C in here because the One Connect box just made it where I see no cables. I'll have to realign and figure this out when I get the A95L. I digress. The immediate first thing that I noticed when I got to this screen was there's a ton of like haloing on the TV. And for those of you that may not know, with this being an LED TV, as I said earlier, there's a backlight system essentially behind the screen. You've got a panel of lights that are strategically positioned to give the TV that light cannon brightness in those deep blacks in the times where it needs to happen. But in a situation like this, where you have a pretty black screen and you've got some white lettering, that contrast is going to not look so good on this TV. You know, there is just light bleeding in the corner where, I mean, there's clearly nothing there. If this was an OLED, pretty much the white would just be white and the black would be black. But again, I'm jumping back into this space of an LED TV for the purposes to review and experience this. But these are all initial impressions. Okay, we're going to get past this transition. We're going to get this thing set up and we'll be right back. All right, so set this thing up using my iPhone, Google TV this is. So that made it really nice, simplistic. I don't have a problem with that, be it that I you know, do use Sony televisions, so that's great. That was pretty smooth. It's prompted me to an update, which I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not really that focused on having initial firmware on TVs. I don't really have those types of issues with TVs where I'm afraid of an update. So we're going to get this thing updated. I do have a couple of things that are connected to this. So audio video receivers there, that just works without having to set anything up because the TV initially it went to this, right? So that's great. I do have the Apple TV plugged up because that was also plugged up to the S95C. That's in one of the 4K 60 ports, so the HDMI 2.0. And then I do have the gaming PC plugged up. We're not going to go through connecting that now, but we're going to have more content. Like I've got, Lady Hair has made like 4 or 5 thumbnails. And I basically said, hey, you make the thumbnails and whatever thumbnails you make, I'm basically going to make that content. So I have at least 5 videos that are going to be coming for this TV. So the gaming PC, we're going to get to that. We're not done with this video yet, but we're going to go ahead and get this thing updated and check out in panel demos to see what kind of content we got. Be right back. All right, man. So we're still setting things up here, man. This has been a real pain in the ass getting this TV set up. You know, nothing too crazy. It's just, you know, it's not as streamlined as the experiences that I've had. Comparing this Google TV to A95K, A90K, definitely not as quick. I'm not sure if that has something to do with processing or what the case might be. I understand this TV was manufactured, I'm going to say May 23rd. I believe that was the sticker that was posted on the back of my physical unit, this panel. But, you know, I just can't see that much content from an update perspective. Now, I did set this in retail mode, so we just got to this. We're about 3 minutes into this 28%, you know, with this. Okay, now it's speeding through, but yeah, this has been, it's just been kind of annoying. It's been a long time, like getting this thing going, you know, before I can just turn the TV on to use the TV. All right, so we're gonna start exploring. Be back. All right, man, so this is demo content. I've got the sound system playing, and yeah, looks nice and pretty. Okay. I gotta admit, the black and the white there looks pretty good. Let's try out Dolby Vision. Why are we not moving? Remote's got light on it, but not moving. What the hell is going on here? Okay. What did you tell me to do, Press? What? You hear that? Switching to Dolby Vision will improve video quality. Apple TV will check your HDMI cable to make sure it's compatible. You'll see a black screen for several seconds. If it doesn't work, Apple TV will switch back. Jeez, what am I waiting for? I guess I just can't do anything in that mode, man. I gotta figure this out. I'm almost done. All right. All right, man. So I'm gonna conclude this and kind of just try to summarize what I'm experiencing with this television. There are some things that I see that I like initially, and some things that I don't like. The biggest thing is going to be the blooming. Okay, if you're familiar with, you know, looking at OLED TVs, this TV is not the TV to get if you are sensitive to light bleed and blooming, right? So this is the newest Spider-Man animated movie, which, by the way, I've never seen. I just haven't made the time, and so I ran this opening sequence up until this point. I think this is about 4 minutes into the content, and so we're 4 minutes and 13 seconds into what this film is about. And you know, that scene that I just had paused was a nice scene because it was black, and then you have the black bars, which are pretty static with this. Okay. The one thing with the light bleeding that I'm noticing is like it's just there. There may be some other settings that I can go into, I'm sure, to kind of turn that down a little bit. I'm not that well versed with LED TVs as of today. Okay. The last ones that I got were from Samsung. They were full array. They were never mini LED. So I have to dive deeper into those settings. In any event, the colors look pretty good on this thing, and the brightness punches through. So when you're watching something that isn't a movie, you know, like the demo that was playing in earlier transitions, excuse me, that looked phenomenal. That looked absolutely consistent and crispy, and I enjoyed looking at that. I haven't gotten around to putting any type of game content on this yet because that's something that's going to come later. But, you know, I just wanted to kind of dive into this thing. Now, one of the hiccups that I had with this was the universal system within this just pairing up with my Apple TV. The remote just was not registering the functionality for the Apple TV. It's working now, but it just, I don't know, it just took a minute. And then I'm also noticing, like, sometimes as I've went to like the menus and just tried to navigate like left, right, up or down, sometimes it just gets frozen and stuck. So I'll hit like right 4 times and I'll not see it move, and then it'll just kind of shimmy all the way right. So, you know, it's just that type of experience is not like what I would expect out of a TV. However, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Okay. Like I said, this is an initial impressions. And so far, I think the TV looks good. You know, Not going to get into some gaming content until tomorrow when I can really sit down and enjoy some stuff. So we're going to have plenty of videos coming around this TV. I want to utilize this first to kind of let you know what I think, and I want to take some suggestions to you from you guys as far as like what you might want to see or what your thoughts are as far as what my experience has been. If you have experience with this TV, if you've got some recommended settings that you think that I should experience so that I can get the best experience out of using this thing, I am definitely humble and more than willing to accept whatever feedback that you guys have. So far, not so bad. Okay, I'll say 7 out of 10. You know, as I said earlier in earlier transitions of this video, the way this TV was packaged out of the box was really nice. But then when you get around to how it's taped, it started to feel cheap as hell. It's just like, why is this taped this way? You know, so it's just a certain standard that I have with the stuff that I typically buy. This doesn't align well with, but I'm trying to view this from the lens of, in the optics of someone that might be just solely focused on more budget, right? I think there's a lot of value with this thing. Don't want to babble too much, but there's going to be more content, as I said. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace, God bless, and as I always say, man, max love.